It's really viewed as our largest public park. It's a world-renowned beach for a reason.
How important is the beach to Delray's overall identity? Well, it is half the city's name after all.
I would say it's more than half. It's a big draw. I mean, how can you not love the ocean?
Albert Richwagon and I continued our bike ride along Route A1A, making our way to, well...
So, Albert, this is your office?
This is my office.
Okay, so it's not entirely private, but it does get plenty of natural light, and no one's going to quibble with the room temperature. Richwagon rents kayaks and paddleboards along this nearly 2-mile stretch of sand and sea that's been called one of Florida's 10 best beaches.
Beautiful, it's white sands, blue waters, sometimes we have waves.
Delray's Beach was its earliest tourist attraction and still is. Like much of the South, it wasn't always as open and accessible for all, but the heart of the beach at Atlantic Ave is a source of unique civic pride today.
Which, ironically, is a very unusual confluence of public assets where you've got a very walkable, authentic Main Street that intersects with a very accessible public beach. You would think it'd be commonplace in Florida. It's not.
There's so much peacefulness and tranquility, and the ocean is so blue and beautiful. I love Delray Beach.
It was indeed a beautiful day in Delray, and we had a theme, seeking out some other surprisingly accessible pockets of peace and natural beauty in an otherwise urban environment. Our first stop actually took us thousands of miles away, in spirit anyway.
When you come here, you don't kind of think that you're in Florida, and you don't quite think that you're in Japan, but you're somewhere in between.
Like so much of preserved open space in South Florida, this land was once farmed, however unsuccessfully. Early in the 20th century, young Japanese farmers were recruited to form the Yamato colony here in Palm Beach County.
They were interested in growing things like tea and silk, and unfortunately, they came to find out that some of those crops did not work out very well.
By the end of World War II, only one member of the original Yamato colony had stuck it out in Delray Beach, and eventually George Murakami donated his land to the county to be used as a park. Today, it's 16 acres of garden, nearly 200 acres of parkland, and most impressive, mere minutes from downtown Delray Beach.
So people can kind of just get away and just feel the breeze, smell the different fragrances as they walk by.
Wow, you can really hear like that clacking of the bamboo.
Other authentic touches here include a tea house and a traditional Japanese sand or Zen garden where I was allowed to gently try my hand at making perfect parallel lines.
The last time I did anything like this was in a sand trap on a golf course.
Yeah.
I did let the experts finish up. Show off. Nearby, a very different kind of escape. Delray Beach is only a few miles from the northernmost tip of the famed Everglades. We couldn't be this close and not stop by, which we did at the Loxahatchee National Wildlife Refuge.
Now, Loxahatchee, where it's located at the northern end of the Everglades, is kind of like the gatekeeper, if you will, for everything that flows into the Everglades and then further south.
Once more, it's remarkable that a city seems a million miles away when actually it's anything but.
You don't have to go more than about a mile from where we stand right now to be in the middle of extensive urban development, housing developments and strip malls. The Everglades is really an ecosystem that is being increasingly pushed on all sides by one form of development or another.
At Loxahatchee, an appreciation for what's still here, including a rare opportunity.
We're one of the few places where you can truly experience the cypress swamp that surrounds us and keep your feet dry. Where we stand now is the remnant of a historic cypress swamp.
That does not include the vast interior of the refuge, only accessible by our hitching a ride with a Fish and Wildlife Research airboat. My second time in the Everglades, and the only way to see it, as long as you know where you're going.
Is it easy to get lost out here?
It is easy to get lost. It takes...
Because it all looks alike to me.
It takes a lot of experience. GPS unit is helpful. The interior of the refuge is over 140,000 acres. That it seems like it just goes on and on and on.
We did find our way back. We didn't, alas, spot an alligator, but no complaints here.
But it is beautiful to see true native Everglades habitat at its finest.
And the Loxahatchee Wildlife Refuge is technically next door to Delray in Boynton Beach.
It is, and private airboating is not allowed in there, but fishing, canoeing, kayaking, all allowed. Ted did not see any alligators, but odds are you will, which means for me, kayaking is out. I'm not getting in a kayak, but lots of ways to enjoy it.
Up next, rescuing iguanas in the Cayman Islands.